Tuesday Neighborhood News. I'm John Sylvia. I have Carlos Cesar here, co-host. Carlos, how's everything going? It's
Good.
Tuesday again?
Good. It's Tuesday. We say the same thing to open the show every week. It's Tuesday, it's 7 o'clock, Channel 95, and we're back. And what happens every week is I welcome the Portuguese community. Sejam bem-vindos mais uma vez a mais programa das suas notícias da sua vizinhança e para aqueles que nos escutam através da internet, lá em Portugal e nos Açores também, e em todo o lado, sejam bem-vindos. Este é mais programa, o programa 25 das suas notícias da sua vizinhança. And Joe, we have some announcements before we even start with our guests today.
We do. We have a couple of announcements. The Father Kelly Neighborhood Association is having a family fun day on September 29th, and that's from 11 to 4 at Father Kelly Park. And also the folks that are trying to put it together, the Fire Museum, are having a comic relief night at White's. And that is $20, and that is on Friday, September 28th at 8 o'clock. If interested, you could buy tickets at the New Boston Bakery, or you can contact Kenny Ledger at 508-674-3777. And the last one, and we've been announcing this for a while because they've pretty much been planning this. I think they start planning this the day after. It's the 2012 Kennedy Park car show for their new inclusionary playground project, and that's on Sunday, September 30th from 10 to 2. And any of those funds go toward helping them to get that playground together. So a very good cause. All three of them very good causes. So something to do for that weekend.
Exactly, and it's good always to remember the community, what the events we have around the neighborhoods for people to participate. Very quick, I want to go over the Halloween trip that the Flint's putting together too. It's a bus trip, and it's for Salem, Massachusetts, and it's going to be the October 13. The buses leave at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We should be back by 11 at night. The first bus, it's sold out, so we had to add a second bus, which already by now about 20 seats are gone. And I hadn't found out this week that the second bus only holds 49 seats, not 56. So we have about half of the bus full already. And this is a great opportunity. If you never went there, bring your costumes. It's going to be a lot of fun. John's going to be there.
Yeah. I'm not going to wear a costume. I'm telling you right now, I'm not wearing a costume, but that's fine.
You're not ready, or you're not taking them off?
No.
You're not taking them off then.
I know. The mask is scary enough now, right?
So it's going to be really a nice, fun day. And a great event. So for tickets, you can call my number. It's on my Facebook.
And it's at the end of the show.
And it's on the end of the show too. So these are the announcements for this week.
That's it.
And now we can go home.
Yeah, no. we have two guests tonight, and we had them come out, so I don't know if they're going to be too happy with that. But we have Joe Viana and Kim Frank from the Fall River Career Center. Welcome, folks, by the way.
Thank you very much.
And I thought this would be great to have them come in at this time because I know there's been a lot going on with the new Remy's and stuff like that, and it sounds like perfect time. They're doing a lot of hard work down there. So if you guys just want to start by telling us what you do down there.
Sure. The Fall River Career Center is one place for both job seekers as well as the employers to come to receive services. We specialize in trying to connect job seekers with employers. That's our main goal, our main mission. Everything we do at the Career Center is about doing that. We also have special access to services that are statewide, such as the Unemployment Insurance Fund. We know that people, when they lose their job, if they need to open up a claim, they can certainly come to our center. Our center is a walk-in center, so we provide those services for people to have access to their unemployment information and certainly unemployment benefits. It used to be known as the Unemployment Office at one point, so I want to make very, very clear we're no longer the Unemployment Office, okay? That I definitely want to get out there. We're not the Unemployment Office anymore. We do have unemployment services, but the majority of the staff that we have at the Career Center are on the employment side of the house. We provide services for walk-in folks who are looking for work. We have a great resource area. We have access to computers, phones, faxes, all of the internet job sites available. We have staff that man those computers to try to help someone navigate those computers if they have difficulty doing so. The self-service mode is available for everyone there to avail themselves of. We provide a hot jobs list, a weekly hot jobs list. I put that hot jobs list together. I researched the most common areas close to Fall River that basically puts jobs in our network, and we put in a special package so people can get to them really, really quickly. We provide that every single Monday. It's available by email as well. Folks have sent me a request to get on the email list, and I will gladly do that, distribute that to anybody that requests it. And also, we have a great computer lab. The computer lab that we have is specifically to provide people with access to introduction to computers, Windows, Word, Excel, Access, PowerPoint. When someone's between jobs, the most important thing they can do is invest their time and energy in becoming more proficient in some skill that they do not possess at this particular moment in time, maybe connecting with other people that are also looking for work, finding job opportunities, etc. Our mantra is basically, let's give people all of the resources available to them. If they choose to take advantage of them in tandem, together, is what I believe will make a difference. It isn't going to be one of those things that really get you the job, but it's really going to be a combination of things. Where people have been most successful have been the ones that invest in being there, accessing our staff, accessing our skills training, doing the computer lab, looking at the job resources that we have, connecting with the employers that we have, and Kim will talk a little bit about the employers in a little bit, that we have in the Career Center, and making sure that they ask for help, and we will connect them with the proper employment opportunities. One of the great things that we do have at time is a fantastic job club, and I want to talk a little bit about the job club because we're going to be starting that up again in the very near future. It's a 2-week process whereby folks can really come every day to the Career Center. Now that's a commitment they have to make. 2 weeks. They learn 4 things. First thing is they really need to be motivated. So there's a motivational aspect to looking for work. Second part is every day they learn a brand new technique on how to look for work. And the last 2 are really fantastic. Actually, we have them do it. So it's not just, here it is, you watch some really nice thing, good luck. In the job club, we actually make them do it. And the last part is results. What were the results? And when you get people in a group setting, I don't know if you've been watching any of these shows that are reality TV shows, when you get a group of people looking for work together, the results are fantastic. They will talk about what happened, they'll help each other out, but you really can't say, people will see that if something isn't happening. So you can't really say, I'm doing a job search when you're really not, because everybody in the group knows you're not doing it.
So somebody's going to call somebody out.
Somebody's going to say, really? Is that what you did? Because let me tell you, I don't think that works out. But the success of our job club has been very, very phenomenal. One of the greatest things that we've done recently, which I'm very proud of, is that through our staff efforts, because a lot of what we do depends on staff input. We access staff. They do the job every day, so they know best. We were hearing a lot from employers saying, from the job seekers saying, I can't get to an employer. I apply online, I put in a resume, I call, I fax, I never get to see anybody. So we instituted this particular method of having industry briefings. So the way the industry briefings work is we ask a company to come in and talk about their industry and to talk about their company. And then we ask the job seekers, look, we have this company that's coming in and they're going to be interested in talking to you, but research the industry, research the company. Come prepared for an interview. Come prepared to an informal interview. Bring your resume. Have everything up to date so that you can connect with those folks. And I have to tell you, we had a company that came in and did that. They were going to come down for an hour. They spent an entire day. I thought they were going to bring 1 person. They brought in 4. They had that industry briefing, and they ended up hiring a number of people right out of that particular event. So it's been successful. We're doing this at a small piece at a time. We can't change drastic numbers, but we can change the numbers at a regular pace, and that's typically what we do. On the job seeker side, if people are interested in vocational skills training, if they're eligible, of course we go through funding cycles. There are times that funds are available and sometimes funds are not. But through the funding cycles, we will put people in vocational skills training, whether it be in the health field, which is really a growing field in our area, the computer field, transportation. Transportation has been very, very good. We will put people in vocational skills training so that when they're finished, we can help them find employment in that particular field. So on the job seeker side, all of these things are available to anyone looking for work in our Career Center, but really we cannot be successful without the input, without really a commitment from the employers to use this. We also provide a great number of services to employers. We reach out to employers all of the time. We take basic job orders. We do a lot more in that regard. Certainly Jerry Remy's in the very near past has been a tremendous thing that we did, but I'd like to introduce Kim at this time, Kim Frank. She specializes in dealing with our employers, and I'd like Kim to maybe talk a little bit about what she does and what she's hoping to do in the very near future, because there's some things that were going on in that way. Kim?
I am the business coordinator for employer services. I visit employers locally almost daily to discuss their hiring needs, whether it's recruitments or maybe they're looking for 2 or 3 people. Whatever their needs are, we look to help them. We're an extension of their HR department. We like to help them in any way we can. We also discuss Career Center services that may provide some serious assistance to them that maybe they're not familiar with. As of recently, as Mr. Viana has just mentioned, we had Jerry Remy's come down to the Career Center. We had been working pretty steadily from the very beginning with collaboration, of course, from Mayor Flanagan's office. And we had 4 extreme days last week for the recruitment. We had 120 positions with 525 job seekers in attendance. Right. We open our business 8:30 to 5 on a typical day. To accommodate the employer, we opened from 8:30 to 8, Wednesday through Friday. We also opened our doors on Saturday from 9 o'clock to 12 noon, also to accommodate not just the employer, but also the job seekers, trying to make it as easy as possible for everyone involved. We work with many local companies in the Bristol County area, Price Right, Rhode Island Novelty, Stop and Shop Warehouse, Coast to Coast Medicals, Primacare, Charlton Memorial. We also have Anderson Logistics. We held a phenomenal recruitment for them 2 years ago, year and a half ago, maybe.
Right.
And I'll tell you, we only had a very short time to fill these positions. I think we had a matter of 3 days, and the company had never even been here. The HR department had never been
Their
here.
HR department was in Phoenix, Arizona.
They flew in, we did what we needed to do, the staff all pulled together, and we were very successful. We were able to fill each and every position that they had open. So my job is to plead to each and every employer locally, if you have need, if you have even 1 or 2 positions you're looking to fill, contact me. All of my business information will be provided to them. I visit with employers, whether it's by appointment or cold calling. It's just very important to get those job orders. We need to reach out to our community to help the job seekers. It's a very stressful time in their lives. And, as well as the employer, because they're looking for a certain person to fill certain positions. And we have the skilled job seekers that walk through those doors every day. Every single day, I'm putting job orders into our system, trying to assist the employer, obviously, and also the job seeker.
Okay.
So, if you are an employer in our community, feel free to contact me at any time if you have questions, if you have concerns. Please, I look forward to meeting with you.
And Kim also will be going out to the employer community and has been doing so. She'll be doing some cold calling. She'll be doing some appointments, revisiting any of the issues that an employer might have and showing them the ways that we can possibly help them. That's a very important decision because employers at times will put in a job order and then they'll get 200 people that applied and it's just too many. So they'll say, well, I got so many people, I posted a job order, I got the world. If employers choose to, we can do some of the pre-assessment for them. We can do some screening. We've even done testing for employers on process technologies. They use it exclusively. Through their different efforts, we do testing for them. We do a customer service testing, a phone test. We've done typing testing. Everything that an employer needs that we can do, which includes access to the entire state system. They may be interested in some tax credits. They may be interested in hiring someone that has a tax credit, or an on-the-job training scenario where someone they could hire needs a particular skill. They need to get that skill and they're willing to hire them, but we will work with them to provide a contract so that the person will be trained, the employer will get a wage portion paid during the training portion, and it's a successful win-win situation. So access to a lot of government information, or services, or tax credits, we're the portal for that. So we can be a great resource to any HR department out there from the employer's perspective at no cost to them, which is a tremendous thing. Of course, our interest is making sure that we have the employment opportunities for the great number of job seekers that we have coming to our side. And from the job seekers, if it's not one employer, we're trying to get them lined up with the other employer, or provide some sort of skills training that's going to help that person become more marketable in the job market skills. Still very competitive job market. You really do have to do everything you can to put yourself in the best position to be the best candidate for the employer. Employers are being choosy in this particular time frame. So at the same time, they are coming to us to try to get the best talent available to them. Those two, where they meet, is where we provide the best service. I can't encourage any employer enough to use us, to post job orders, to tell us how they want to use us. We have a great list of references from a great many companies. In the future, any opportunity we have to meet and connect with employers is what we're looking for.
Well, could you talk about, I know you talked about the computer services, but
Sure.
do you also have like interview training and also training on how to write resumes? I think I've...
Sure.
Okay.
One of the things that we do is provide workshops. We have resume writing is very, very important. Just about every time you apply online, there's a way that you have to either attach a resume, or you have to copy and paste it, or submit a resume in some sort of form. So you want the resume to make sure that is the best representation of what you do. At the Career Center, we have a workshop specifically on how to address the resume issue. Different types of resumes for different types of jobs, different types of resumes for the experience that the person has, the education the person has, take things into consideration, how long of a work history a person may have. All of those things are very important because employers are going to make decisions based on a resume pretty quickly. If they don't see what they want on a resume, they have too many to spend a great amount of time on that. So with that comes the interviewing workshop. We have an interviewing workshop, and we believe that the best way to do an interviewing workshop is to really separate it. The first day, we do it in 2 days. We don't do it in 1 day, we do it in 2 days. The first day is a how-to piece. We have staff that are experienced in telling you the things that you should do about preparing for an interview. I'll mention some of them. Basically, be prepared to dress properly. Very, very important. Be on time, etc. Research the company. Research the job. Maybe just, definitely read the job description. Basic things that are so crucial. Okay, but then we also have them do an interview themselves. We have them interviewed so that they know what it's like to be asked questions that you're not familiar with, that you may not be expecting, that you're not sure how to handle, and if you mess up, that's where you want to mess up. You want to prepare, you want to make sure that you're well groomed for that very next opportunity, the real one, because you may only have a few minutes to make an impression, a lasting impression, with an employer that's going to make a decision. So those workshops are tremendous. The workshop that we have with a job club goes along and fits in with that. In our job club, we do have employers that come in. Whenever we have a recruitment and we have a job club going in, we ask the employer, do you mind speaking to our job seekers? Let them know what it is that you're looking for. We know you're not going to hire these folks right now, but just tell them what it is from your perspective. And simple things like applications being done properly. We've had an employer that came in and said, this person really applied for this position, but because they're applying for many of them, they really attached a description for another job. It had nothing to do with the job that we had. So that person, of course, did not get the job. One that came to mind, which I was very, very, very surprised that young lady was getting this particular job, and thank you. She wanted to say a thank you, which normal thing you should do. Typically a note of some sort. This person decided to send an email, but decided to use the text message, thank you with the letter U for all of the great and wonderful things and the opportunity. The employer's comment to me was, I couldn't imagine this person communicating with my customers in that way. So even though the person had a very good opportunity for a job, left very bad impression with one small thing that they did wrong. Email addresses. I mean, I can't believe sometimes people would put email addresses with the greatest names, but not very appropriate. Phone messages. When you call someone on the phone and you can't get through to people, or either the phone number is disconnected, or sometimes the ringback just doesn't cut it. People have to be aware that everything that they do for an employer represents them, and an employer is going to make a decision about that, especially in this tight economy. And we try to give all of our job seekers as many of these things as possible.
It's interesting you say that, because I know a lot of companies are talking about the Facebook thing. Don't put these crazy things on there. A lot of these college kids are drinking.
yes.
They get the picture like this with a bottle.
Just thinking about that.
But it's funny, because I did mock interviews for Fisher College. I went there and they asked me if I could do mock interviews, and I work in HR, so all the stuff that you're saying is just, it happens to me, so I'm laughing here to myself. But I did a mock interview with this young lady, and she went through, not bad, but toward the end, she started talking about her previous employer and started talking bad about them. So at the end of the thing, I said, this is a mock interview I'm doing here, but do not ever talk bad about your employer to another employer. It just does not look good.
Just does not look
No.
good.
No.
I have to say the Facebook situation is a crucial one for, in this day and age of social media, which is tremendous. It can be so good,
Yeah.
but it can also be so bad.
I've had so many employers mention to me when I've reached out to them how important Facebook has become to them.
Wow.
Because that's the first place they look, because that's where they're going to find the real person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and quite frankly, I've even had that discussion with our granddaughter. 16 going on, of course, and the Facebook part, and going to college, thinking of going to college and jobs, and so it's very important from an early age to really be very, very aware that it's a great tool, but it can also be used against you if it's not used properly.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. And like I said, a lot of that stuff you've mentioned, I think sometimes we think it's common sense, but I think sometimes we have to be reminded, and the things that you were talking about, the place that I work at, we try to tell people too, what you were saying, tailor your resume for each job. And we have the same thing. You're attaching these same things over and over again. So what do you think, has the tide kind of turned for the South Coast? Do you see we're coming out of this a little bit? Are you getting more
Sure.
inquiries for, companies coming in, I should
Sure.
say?
Well, here's what I can't talk about the economy in general, or even...
But just what you
but
see in
I
your
can only
audience.
talk about what I see,
Yeah.
okay? So the facts that I see, basically, we've obviously tracked these numbers and so forth. There's some that are important. One until specifically January of this year till July of this year, compared to January to July of 2011, our career center saw an increase of 1,100 job postings. Okay, went from 1,800 to 2,900.
Wow.
Okay, so that was a very, very good thing that I saw locally through our career center that was very attractive. Also, a lot of the recruitments that we're getting seem to be around the restaurant business now. We've had Chipotle that has come in recently, even though they were hiring for Dartmouth, they came to Fall River and they were doing the hiring. Certainly Jerry Remy has been a tremendous thing. I can't thank that company enough, because that company actually met every single one of those 550 people. And in this day and age, when I talked about before, not being able to speak to an employer, they did, and they were absolutely professional, courteous, and attentive to everyone. And I was very glad that they stated that they found a great amount of talent in our area. We also have the 99s, which we're also doing a recruitment for, and also a couple of other restaurants that we know are supposed to be opening up in the Fall River area. That pool of customers, we will also make sure that it's available to those companies. Tractor Supply has come in
Tractor
recently.
Supply, we had the recruitment today.
Recruitment today, very successful at the Career Center. Several companies are coming to us, and what they do is they do the recruitment on site. They use our facilities. They use our staff. They interview on site. They're dedicated to that task. It saves them time, it saves them money, it's very efficient. The one that's used it exclusively has been Stop and Shop for many, many years. The warehouse, I'm not talking about the stores.
Yep.
I'm talking about the Stop and Shop warehouse. and the recruiter shows up, has one day, one page, 15 names on it, and interviews them, and has a high probability of hiring a good number of them, and they make the decisions. We don't do the hiring, the employers do the hiring, we just bring the job seekers to that particular piece.
And it's done in such an organized way down at the Career Center. It gives the job seeker the opportunity to have some time with the employer, but it also allows the employer to step out of their office as well and not being bombarded by phone calls and constant interruptions. Everything that they need is provided to them right at the Career Center. We do the advertising, we do the pre-screening in a lot of instances. I've done that with Rhode Island Novelty, who's one of the big companies that is coming into our city. The warehouse is up and running, but the rest of the customer service and so on will be joining them in October. And we've done all the pre-screening for each and every candidate that's come through the doors, and I can't tell you how smoothly it ran for them. In fact, that was a company that was kind of hesitant with working with the Career Center. And after visiting our Career Center and seeing how dedicated and professional our staff is, they joined us immediately. And it's been such a success right from day one.
Great.
One thing I did want to say as well is that we do have staff on board that have multiple languages, Portuguese, Spanish. So folks coming into the Career Center, if they have a language issue, we have staff on board that can help them.
Okay, great. So with your jobs too, are they just South Coast, or would you post something in Brockton, Boston, or is it just confined to the local area here?
That's up to the employer.
Okay.
Our ability is to post locally.
Okay.
We ask the employer if they would like to post it on all of the websites throughout the world. I mean, we have America's Job Bank and all the way through the internet, or just locally. It's interesting, the employer doesn't even have to disclose their name. If they wish to stay anonymous, no problem, we will do the interviewing for them and do the referral for them. Employers may want to disclose or not want to disclose. They may want it out to the entire world or just to a very small area. The flexibility that we have is what's important, and we cater to the employer.
And one last thing, since you guys are a state agency, do you know, like the other offices like Taunton and Boston, have their increase in jobs coming on, the job numbers, have they increased like you guys?
Well, I can talk about Taunton because my area of responsibility includes Fall River, Taunton, and Attleboro. I'm not sure about the Boston area, but certainly Taunton has also seen an uptick in job postings, which is good. In Fall River, the unemployment rate is still it's 12%, so it's still not where we need to be, but it's certainly better than what it was last year at 13.3%. This year it's come down. There are fluctuations from time to time. There are going to be seasonal adjustments that occur around July, October, January, but by and large, the greatest thing that we've seen is that the overall numbers have come down. Where it was 17%, now you're talking about 12%, 12 to 13%, still very high. I'm not, saying anything about that number. I'm just saying what we've seen in our area is that those numbers have come down a bit from the last couple of years.
Yeah. No, that's
And
good.
employers are reaching out more and more. I've been putting job orders, as I mentioned earlier, I've been putting job orders in daily.
Okay, great. Well, folks, thanks a lot.
Half an hour.
Yeah, it went by quick, and
It's over?
we got all that information out, so we
Well, we had a lot of information. We appreciate very much the opportunity to come here. It's crucial for all of our community to know the services, whether you're a job seeker, whether you're a government agency out there, whether an employer out there. It's important that people know what we do, and we're a part. We want to make a contribution to our area.
Right.
I appreciate it. Thank you, folks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that's it.
We'll be
Another
back
week.
next week.
Have a good night.
Thank you.